said you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, I think my phone might have been hooked up in the tractor. I think we're good now. I don't think we're going to be able to pump any of this out, really. We got a little bit, but these last few days have been a little too cold for the sap to really run. But so what I was trying to do here was collect the sap. We had a little bit of sap left over. We had about 100 gallons in this tank. This tank here had about 50 gallons in it. The other day we were having issues, so we got pretty backed up here. We weren't able to collect it all. I was coming out here now to try and get it all collected the rest of the way, but it's a little too froze up right now. But we should be able to get through pretty much everything we got left at home. So up behind me, can't really see it all, but the hills right here, that's where all the maple trees are that all the sap comes to. We've got 2 collection spots up on top of the hill, but the main taps all collect down here. So we have a main line here that runs back that way. About 160 taps on this tank. These 2 tanks, we switch the line if one gets full. This one runs way up over the hill, and there's, I don't even know how many are on this line, but we got another tank here. You can see there's just a little bit in there. It runs way out. Those trees that way face more to the northeast, so it's a little harder for them to run early in the season. It's raining out now, but we're gonna head back to the sap house. Everything's really icy out here today too, so I didn't have school today because of ice. We got quite a bit of sleet this morning. Yep, I guess I left my Bluetooth thing on in the tractor, so that's why my audio was connected to that. There. Let me know if you can hear me now. Okay, good. Still Haven't done this live stream thing quite enough to really get a good feel for it, but so here to the right we have some lines that we do. It's coming to the end of the one main line, but yeah, everything still kind of froze up from 2 nights ago. It got down in the single digits. It never really got thawed out enough since then. This next week looks like very warm, too warm for making maple syrup. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, I just looked again, it says 74 and 75 degrees and sunny. Sideways. Yeah, I don't know how I can get this to turn. I can't figure that out. Let me know how that is, if it's still sideways. For some reason, it won't let me. It doesn't want me to do the live stream here. Doesn't want it to do it landscape. It doesn't fill the whole screen up. Yeah, I haven't found that in the settings yet, but if you have any questions, drop them down here in the comments. Don't have a long ways to go back from collecting sap. It's not hard to get to. So some people have asked if we ever run lines all the way down to the sap house so we don't have to go out and collect. There's possibilities in the future we could. There's ways we can do it. Not right now. We have enough going on right now, and it's really not that big of a deal to go out and collect it. Let's see. Are you going to take over the farm once you get done with college? That's a possibility right now. Things change. Things can change in agriculture in years, so it's hard to say. I'd like to, but we'll see what's going on. I'm going to Penn State for ag business management for some of you that were asking, so. What are we expecting for production this year? It's hard to say. If this next week is going to be super warm and it doesn't run again, we're going to be really low. If we get enough, if it doesn't get too warm and we get a good enough of a freeze, we'll be all right. And I don't know how long it's going to go to, but we'd like to make around 120 gallons. Right now we're at 17. Going to have another batch to finish off tonight. How did we burn a batch? So I don't really know for sure how that happened. I was away this weekend when it happened. I was at an FFA conference. It happened on Saturday. So I think the thermometer got missed and it spiked way up, and it was hard to see it was pretty foggy in there. So we're getting back to the sap house now. See the shed there. Gotta go kind of slow getting back in here. It's a little tight. Got a bunch of wood piles around here, some crates with wood and crate lids, so. So I did get a little bit of sat back in here. Not enough to worry about getting it up to the holding tank. Let's see. I need to drain this pump out so it doesn't freeze. See, that's all good. Here's that pump I was getting all plumbed together here a couple videos ago. But there's a holding tank, so that gravity feeds into the evaporator. I think this tank here I got low enough. Pretty much empty. There might be a little bit more we could pump out of there tonight, but gonna head back here in the sap house. You might want to turn that down so it doesn't echo. You want to say hi? This is Gary. This is my mom watching the draw off. Looks like they're done in the barn. They should be back in here shortly. My dad and sister. Whoops. You want to say hi? This is Gary. This is my mom watching the draw off. Let's see. Need more wood in here. I guess we're getting pretty low on wood. Need to find a place to set this now. I couldn't really get anything out there. Just tank up top's full, and then that's it. There's about 150 gallons out there. Couldn't really get much of. Tim said you can get thermometers with alarms. Sends you an alert to your phone. So I actually got a auto draw off coming tomorrow. We're getting from a guy up in Maine, so that'll be coming here soon. So my dad's here now, and my sister's here as well. How many taps did we end up having? I'm pretty sure we were around 950. Let's see what else. How many taps? Yeah, I think we had about 950. The big maple in front of the house, we still tap that, and the smaller one there along the driveway. I had a red maple we had out on the lawn too. We tapped that this year as well. Am I gonna be wild in college? I wouldn't say so. The football games, I'll be going to football games, I'm sure. That syrup we pumped over into there was, I mean, I never seen it as clear as it was this time. Gary said the same thing, so I think it's because all this was from today, it didn't sit at all too. Yep. So I was just showing that tank outside. I said it gravity feeds into the evaporator here. So this PVC line runs in, got a valve here. Typically it runs in here. There's some pipes sticking out, and then they're supposed to be sitting in here, a preheater. That blew out over the winter, and we were trying to fix it, and then we had someone else try and fix it, and they couldn't get it. So we have someone else trying to get it fixed up now. Hopefully here in the next couple days we can get that back. So that will catch, it's a bunch of copper tubes the sap runs through, and the steam catches and warms up the sap, so it gets a little warm before it runs right in. So we just have it feeding directly in here. So we have a float valve here to keep the sap at a good level inside the pan. While it boils back here in the back for a while, runs up here to the front. Have another float valve to keep the level pretty good. Gary's here loading the fire. We had a few more issues today that we had to deal with. That valve there kind of expanded and blew apart, was leaking a little bit, so we had to get a new valve and get that fixed up. We've got a batch of syrup finishing up here. So once it boils in the front pans for a while, we watch the thermometer here. Once that gets to a certain point, we can draw it off. So we always have someone sitting here pretty much to watch the draw off. That's why we're getting an auto draw off here shortly, so then we don't have to watch this close. We can just set the temperature and it will automatically feed off. And then once we fill up that can there, we'll run it through the filter press here once into this pan. So then it finishes here on propane. And then once it boils here for a while, once it finishes out, we'll run it through the filter press once again and run it back into that pan, and that's the pan we bottle out of. Someone wanted to see Kendall. Say hi. How tall am I? I'm probably 5'11", right? But if you have any questions about the process in here, feel free to comment. Got 2 timers going. Yeah. So we normally have, Gary runs a timer on his phone, so every about 7.5 minutes we'll add wood to the fire. So we keep a good fire going, and then it won't kind of die out. when does the syrup get thick? So when it's pretty warm or pretty hot, it can still be pretty runny. When it cools off, it kind of gets thick then. But over here is really when it gets thicker, where we check sugar content. But I guess I could do that now. Hold this, please. Here we have a cup with a hydrometer in it. So you can kind of see on there different lines and numbers. So that's the Brits of the syrup. Just fill up the cup. Then it'll float and tell you kind of where it's at. So right now it's about 52. Just gotta get here to this line, this red line here, which is at 59. How late do we stay at boiling? Well, that all depends how much sap we get. These last few days, it hasn't been too late. Latest night we went was probably 11:30. Just if we get lots of sap. We'll have to boil late to get caught up if the weather's going to be super warm. If it's going to stay chilly like it has been, we can kind of do it in different days. Yeah, we haven't worried too much about the preheater. The biggest thing we're trying to save is wood, because if we run out of wood, then we got to burn a little bit wetter wood, and that really slows down the process. What do we do when we finish boiling for the night? So when we quit putting wood on the fire and let that die out, it takes about an hour of sitting here watching it, making sure it's good to it's not gonna, the fire's dead enough. My dad's here gonna put wood on the fire again. Do my parents like that I have a YouTube channel? You want to answer that question? No, there's just this tote of wood here, which probably half full yet, so that wood's pretty good we got in here, so. Yep. What was the answer? I think he said doesn't bother him too much. Oh, who cuts all the wood? My dad cuts a lot of it. In the spring, once we're done boiling, he gets a lot of it split. My Uncle Jeff gets some of it cut up and split. He helps me out sometimes as well. Our neighbor's a forester, and he helps us get some logs cut up too, and the equipment dealer just down the road, they have some pallets and crates. We often go get some of those to burn in here as well. What brand of saw do you think cuts the best wood? That's a question for you. Gary says it's Husqvarna. Does the type of wood affect the taste of the syrup? I don't think it does. They said Gary's a smart man. Getting pretty hot standing over here. Yeah. I had a little bit of issues this morning when I got started. We had some slushy ice plug up our pipe, so we weren't getting sap flow in. It was running, sap was running good at the beginning, and then it kind of froze up a little bit. So I caught it quick enough, but our pans got super low. We were close to burning another batch of syrup, but I think we caught it real quick enough. Can we give an update on the creamery? One of you two want to give an update on the creamery? This is kind of your deal. Kendall can talk about that. She's kind of the creamery social media person, and
we've passed our code inspection, so the building now meets commercial code. We had a meeting with the welder, and he's getting ready to start working on welding stainless in the creamery and in the barn. We also have been doing a couple little things, like we got some cows butchered. There's some beef in the freezer that we'll be able to sell.
We'll have a lot of this maple syrup we have up here too. We just bottle. That's going to go right over to the creamery, so we can start selling that.
But really, we're just waiting for this welding and starting to do stuff with the Department of Ag, getting our inspections done.
So all the building stuff's really done except welding the pipeline for the milk. But other than that, not a whole lot going on over there. Main focus has been over here in the sap house lately. Yes, I'm 18. getting closer. The syrup makes a lot of foam here when it gets real close, so just skimming it out. What would I like to do after college to make the best use of my degree? I think an egg business degree would help out a lot in the creamery and the farm store we're doing to help build that business up. I'd also like to go at least get a minor in agronomy as well. I enjoy the crop production and different things like that, so that would help me out a bit as well. Yes, the egg business is a 4-year degree. Time for more wood. What part of syrup making is my favorite? It's hard to say. I enjoy tapping quite a bit and just watching the sap flow at the beginning of the year. Sometimes sitting in here in the sap house can be a little boring at times, but watching the bottle and the syrup at the end can be a little enjoyable too, to see the final progress. So we don't have any salaried employees on the farm. We have a lot of people help us out, and we do a lot of trading. It does smell pretty nice in here, I would say. Did I get any scholarships? So there's a lot of agricultural companies that we work with, and everywhere, that local places as well, that have lots of scholarship opportunities for ag students. So just getting a lot of those will help out a lot. It's nasty outside. Oh, raining. Yeah, it's raining a lot outside now too, so it's miserable. Not a very nice day at all. There's still a lot of ice.
Yeah.
On the video?
Yeah.
You wanted to do that?
Well, Judy and Jason, David, whoever.
They watch.
Yeah, it's that.
So I don't know if my audio was working earlier, but I didn't end up having school today with the way the weather was. There was a lot of ice, so I was able to get a little bit of an earlier start out here. Rob says hi, Gary. Rob. Am I excited about going to football games in Happy Valley? I think I will. I'm sure I will. Pretty good environment there. It's going to be a different environment, I'm sure, than it used to be with all the changes. But so I've been to Happy Valley before for a game. I have not been for a game exactly. I've been down in Beaver Stadium for a concert, so that was a pretty cool experience. But I've been down there quite often. So if you want to purchase our syrup that we're making tonight, and some of it we made last night, the first batch of the year, the link to purchase syrup's in the description. So they'll bring you right to our Square website, and it'll be shipped out. Should get it shipped out by Friday or Saturday, so it should get out pretty quickly. We have package deals on there as well. So we have deals for 6 pints. You get 10% off pints if you get 6 of them, and 10 half pints you save 10% on as well. Trying to pull a video back up here on my laptop so I can see the comments a little easier. Well, the batch of Judson Snow Pea seeds are still coming up. That's good to hear. Rob, if you're still watching the video, you might like to hear that. Do I put a personal note in with each order with an autograph? Guess I probably could. I have before. I have autographed a few before. Who's gonna make the syrup while I'm at college? I think you're looking at them all right now, probably. Yeah, I'll have to come home probably on the weekends when I can to tap and whatnot. Are you still going to vlog in college? I'm going to try my best to. I'm sure it's going to be a lot different than it is now. So we'll see what happens. I'll try my best to keep up with it, but thanks for stopping in, Tim. They said that's the scary bunch that's going to run this next year. And he said Gary's going to have to do some overtime work when I go to college. Yep. Jeff will be over some too. Jeff helps out a lot. you hold on to this again? I'm gonna check this syrup again. It's getting kind of close. Up 55 now. I'm drawing off a little more tonight since I pumped it over to that finishing pan. Said to close the door, you're letting all the air out. Needed to cool off in here a little bit anyways. It's getting pretty warm out tonight. Or getting warm in here. It's not warm outside. Looks like it's raining pretty good. I need to drain that other pump. I didn't get that one drained yet. Yeah. So we're gonna be done boiling tonight. We'll get through the rest of this sap. Probably boil for another hour and a half, 2 hours. So once it gets down to this last ring, we'll shut it off and then, or quit putting wood on then. So then whatever's left, or keep boiling a little bit and losing some water, and then about then it'll get pretty empty. So I added this filter on to filter the sap this year. So it's working pretty good. You can see a little bit of the stuff we've been in there, and then it lets a lot of the stuff stay in the bottom in there, bottom of that dish. So we need to drain these pumps out so they don't freeze overnight. Just a little bit of sap running on the ground, nothing I'm too worried about. Looks like a few of you have ordered syrup now. Thank you, I really appreciate all the support. So this morning we started with 700 or 800 gallons of sap. We got through it a lot quicker than I thought I would. So that's a good thing. Who taught me how to make syrup? It was probably these two here and my grandpa. So the old woodshed we have now, about 10 years ago we used to bottle or make syrup over there. Not a lot. I mean, how many gallons did we used to make out there? 10, 20? Maybe 20 gallons of syrup we made, so it wasn't a lot. Enough for us and a few other people. Yeah, we had an open pan and it was out in the cold. I was pretty young and I slept on the wood pile a lot, so I don't remember it that much, but I think it was 2015 or 2016 when we built this building here. With all this wood come off the hill, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much all the wood that we used to build this come right from the farm.
They sawed it off.
And Gary sawed it all. We rented a saw that year.
Yeah.
But
Sticker got up.
yeah, all the equipment here is all original that we got, except the draw-off tank. We got that about 3 or 4 years ago. So, have any good recipes using syrup? Not really. It makes a lot of good maple candy, that's for sure. And when we get the creamery going, we're going to be making maple milk right from this syrup and milk from the farm. So pretty soon we'll get started bottling when it gets pretty close to ready. It will boil during the day most time. A lot of mornings, Gary will get it started in the mornings when he comes over. Well, probably 10 o'clock. About 10 o'clock, a lot of mornings he'll get it started, and then normally bottle the syrup in the afternoon or night, and then go throughout the night. A lot of nights, 9, 10 o'clock is typically how late we go. Just ordered. Thank you. I appreciate your support. And yes, I can autograph it as well. How long will it take? We're not going to be able to boil tomorrow, so I should be able to get it. I'll probably get it shipped out tomorrow or the next day. So all the syrup ships in the USPS, so doesn't take too long to get there. Haven't had many issues with shipping. What's that?
I said, we're making a lot of steam.
Yep.
Not much. Must be, I think that has what I do with weather being this. Most of the day, it'll be running. You probably do more when you get cold rain in there.
Yeah, it's getting a little close. So I just grabbed the refractometer to see the sugar content of the sap. I'm gonna see if you can see in there. There you go. So you can see how there's a white box and kind of a blue box where it separates there. There's lines. So right there it shows it's at 2% sugar content. The sap is coming in. So we had some sap that was over 3% on the first runs. 2% is about typically what it is. So anything over 2 we're really happy with. At 2% sugar content, it takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. When it was, we had some over 3%, that was around 26 gallons, 27 gallons of sap, I'm pretty sure it said. So well, thanks for getting the smaller bottle. I appreciate it. I hope you like it a lot. I asked if Bob's still around. He is not. Last March, so almost a year now since he passed away. How many gallons of syrup do you make in a season? It all varies on the season. I mean, we're anywhere from 80 gallons to 120 gallons typically. So far, we're at about 17 gallons, and we'll have another, probably 10 gallons we'll bottle again tonight. Did I graduate already? No, I didn't. I've gotten a lot of, I got real ahead on high school credits, so I only have just a couple classes this year, so that's handy. I'm able to come home during the days and work on things at home on the farm. So we're all wood fired here. A lot of evaporators that the big operations run are oil fired. So, and gas, propane, different things like that. So use wood, split all the wood and everything ahead of time and to dry, but I think it tastes better from have straight raw sap coming in the boil to water out of the sap before you boil it, so it takes down the time it takes to boil because you're getting super sap to about 8%, so your boil time's a lot lower. I'm gonna hold this and I'm gonna check it again. Still got a little ways to go. Let's get. Still is super clear, which is good. We've been having some issues getting it less cloudy, but that's not good. Yeah, maybe clean that up now. No, we're gonna need. Well, there's a little bit. I guess would probably work for that. Just here. Yeah, because we're gonna use it over here. So the nice thing with having the preheater in here is all the water it catches, it goes into that top pan there, and it runs out. It can catch distilled water to wash things up, and it comes out really hot. We get a little bit of water coming out, not nearly as much as we used to. Whoops. Can you hear me now? You said Bob was one of the best machinery dealers you ever dealt with. I would agree on that. We can see the dealership right from here, and it's really handy for us being able to go right over, get whatever we need. Really, really friendly people to deal with, and good family. Thanks for stopping in and watching. As Mom volunteered her time to make candy. A while ago, she tried doing a little bit. Didn't turn out the greatest. Candy is a little hard to make sometimes. Since then, Dad made it for a while, and then I've made a lot of it since, or all of it really. She makes some maple popcorn once in a while on special occasions, but that stuff's really good. So. Yep. Last year I made some maple lollipops. Pretty sure they're available on the website if you order syrup and want to try them out too. They're really good. You know, last year, the one day I brought some to school. A bunch of people tried them and they loved them. Once that syrup gets done, we can show the final processing of it. Should get done here hopefully 20 minutes. Then we don't have to stay out here all night. What time's it getting now? 8, a little after 8. If there's anything else you want to see, be sure to comment that. Do we know Kenny Young? Yes, we know Kenny Young. Yeah, years ago, our dad kept some cows around here for Kenny Young. I wasn't even born yet when that was it? No. So it's been at least 18, 20 years ago. So rainy days affect the way the sap boils. Yeah, it definitely does. We just talked about that a little bit ago. We think we're making lots of steam today, so we're getting rid of a lot of that water, but it just doesn't, we're not drawing off as much as some days we have. Making maple candy and sugar and all that other stuff, you almost got to do it on a nice day out. If the weather's kind of stormy or anything, it doesn't end up turning out right. It's kind of weird. So the way the syrup boils changes based on barometric pressure and all that kind of stuff. So. mom's heading out for the night. She brought some supper out for all of us. So my favorite kind of music is probably country. I listen to pretty much all country music. Last night we had dinner. For dinner we had mac and cheese. We don't have that all the time. I had meatballs tonight. Sounds like it's starting to rain again a little bit out there. But tomorrow's weather looks like about 50 degrees and sunny, so I hope we get sap flow. It's not gonna freeze up a lot tonight. It's kind of gonna stay at about 33 degrees, it says, but I think it's been cold enough these last few days. It should run pretty hard again, but guess we'll see what happens. We need to skim this off again. What do you have to do differently to get light syrup versus dark syrup? So a lot of that has to do with the year and the time of year you're in. The beginning of the season you get really light syrup. Towards the end of the year you get darker syrup. The pH of the sap affects syrup color as well. But if you run it through an RO and boil it, the sap really quick, you're going to end up with really light syrup. Here we can't get that really golden amber color since it takes us a little longer to boil it, but we still end up with some pretty good color. I can show the sample from yesterday. So there's yesterday's sample. Like I said, a little cloudy. It clears right up after a month or so, which is kind of strange, but like all the samples from last year and all the past years are super clear. You can see right through them, but right after it's bottled, it's a little cloudy, so. I always fill it up in there. Getting really close. Got about 2 more bricks to go, so about 10 more minutes. No, we need to get through the sap we got. Yeah, about another hour we'll probably will get through it all. So, and that won't be too late. 9:30. Be done and out here by 10:30, 11 o'clock. How many years do you keep samples from? I think we have samples from when we begun. I think the old ones don't have dates on them. I started dating them so we know what batch they're all from, but we've got some scattered everywhere, so. It's like hook up the hoses for the filter press here. Probably. Yeah.
I actually showed a gal wrong over there. I rode over again and showed
So we just hooked up this hose here. Well, that just runs right over to the press here. Press is all set up. So we change the paper every 20 or 30 gallons of syrup. We run through it. So that gets a lot of the sediment out. This is the original sap house. No, we have a little old shed next to here. We keep wood in there now. But this was built in about 2015 or 2016, I think it was. So about 10 years old now. The first we've drawn off in quite a while, isn't it? So here the temperature got up to where it needs to be. So we just open the valve up a little bit and let it trickle out. technology booth moved.
You gotta get this part off the way. I'm not waiting, especially this year.
TJAK411, I wondered if you sent this video to your dad because he probably wanted to watch. I see he called me a little bit ago, but I think I was already doing that. So I wondered if you sent it to him to watch because I tried to tell him about it earlier.
What's that?
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
What's that? Yeah, you might want to move that.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it once we start.
Because if that press pulls out, you're gonna have.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it over there some. Got 2 more of those though. So. If you have any more questions before we get started bottling here, throw them on here. Show a little bit of bottling yet. Dad just went out to check the tank to see how full that is. How much is left? Yeah, so about another hour should get, hour and a half to get through it. It's gonna be a little warm tomorrow and the sap's a little old. I want to kind of get through it. Open the door back up, get some more wood in here. That cooled it down in here. Bottle more pints or gallons during a season? Definitely bottle a lot more pints. That's what we're probably going to bottle a lot of tonight. So I'm going to pull up here on my laptop quick. See how many last year of each thing we bottled. So last year we bottled 114 gallons of syrup in total. Within that it was 34, or nope, sorry, that was wrong. We had 13 gallon jugs we filled. Pints we filled 121 of and had 115 half pints. I will say one thing, I don't enjoy filling half pints and pints. It takes forever and so slow because it's such a small bottle, but they sell the best. And quarts also sell pretty good too. Last year we filled 118 quart jugs, so we're gonna fill quite a few pints tonight since we'll be bottling a bit later still. So probably get through most of that crate of wood we got left out there. See here, we got some old samples. I don't know if these ones have years on them. Those don't. These ones here do. These are from last year. That one's pretty dark from the end of the season, but that one's pretty dark as well. See, it cleared right up. So over time, I learned this last year, but the bottle syrup in plastic jugs, it'll actually get darker over time than when you bottled it. Getting close. We have our bottle in glass jugs. We did a long time ago. So our syrup, with it being darker, doesn't show up as well in glass jugs. So really light syrup we like to put in glass jugs. So we haven't filled a lot of those, but the syrup's got one more bricks to go, so it's getting really close. Can we describe the smell? Well, it smells really sweet. The steam coming up smells like maple some. I guess for me, you get used to smells, and I don't notice it like years ago when we would start doing this. So yeah, I don't hardly. I think it smells kind of normal in here. My sister just said when I make candy, the whole house smells like candy as well, and I can smell that quite often too. But sister right now is working on TikToks for the Pretty Cow Creamery page. So if you have TikTok, be sure to go check that out. I typically have the links to that in the descriptions of my other videos. So up to date, to stay up to date on the creamery progress, be sure to follow Pretty Cow Creamery on Instagram and Facebook as well. A lot of the maple stuff we're doing here, I post on Facebook and Instagram on Crossroads Maple. So should have a new video coming out here on YouTube here in the next few days of what we've been up to. The pan, I didn't notice it quick enough. It's sitting out a bunch, so it's not, the front of it's not getting heat like it is in the back. I tried to slide it back some, but I couldn't get it. No, it's almost done now. No, it's okay now. can do something, but I don't think they're right.
You got it.
Yep. So if there's anyone new here on the live, we are in here boiling maple sap, making maple syrup. Getting really close to starting to bottle a batch from today. So this is where a lot of the attention comes in. You gotta watch the syrup pretty close so you get the density correct. If you don't, if you don't bottle it too light, it can spoil. You can also bottle it too heavy. So you need to get it really perfect. Gloves are sticky, the hydrometer is sticking to it. You can see the red line now, so we're at the right density, so we're ready to bottle. Doing mail orders this year again, yep. Can you shh? So I just shut the propane off so it started cooling down some of that. So here we have to add, this is diatomaceous earth to add to the syrup. It's filterate to help separate out the sediment and nitter in the syrup. So then it'll be caught in the filter press. So I dump that in.
Do you want me to?
Can you see it?
Do you want me to answer the questions or not?
Yeah. I don't think. Is there any new questions on there?
I didn't know if you.
Oh no.
I thought you said you had to go to the bathroom. Yeah. That's stuff.
Where's the link for the website? Is
The
it?
link to the website that you can order is in the description. Crossroadsmaple.square.site should be able to find it. Type in the Crossroads Maple on Google and our page and our Facebook will come up. So all that's it. Now we need to filter it. You know, wear gloves when you do this because the syrup's really hot. They're just recirculating it a little bit right now. Spin a little bit on top of the lid, but you can see there on top how light it looks. Did we win at the fair last year? No, we didn't win last year.
Your best friend Moon.
No, with the syrup.
Oh.
With the syrup. No, we didn't win with the syrup.
Get more entry.
Yeah. Is that blocking?
I just usually take make sure it looks like.
Yep.
It's hot here. Holy cow.
We're going to ship to California this year. I would say we probably are. We've shipped quite a bit there in the past, so.
How many states have you shipped to?
I think we're up to about 40 different states we've shipped to now, so that's really awesome. And it's, if it weren't for you viewers that watch the video and purchase the syrup, wouldn't be able to ship all over the place. So really appreciate it. We're getting these lines, getting all the syrup out of these hoses.
How many gallons fits in one of these finishing pans?
I think about 15 gallons fits in these, but we don't normally put much more than 10.
What are you doing? Half another pints or?
I think I'll fill a few more of these half gallons here, and then fill more of those pints over there. So I'm going to take a sample here. Take a sample of each batch. That looks really good. So it's a little cloudy now. I think that's mainly because of how hot it is. It'll get a little clear, but that is really light. You can tell. So we'll set that over here. And I'll add the date to it here when I'm done. So we're ready to get started bottling. Got some box of jugs here to my left. So got half gallons we're gonna start filling today. I want to leave those over there for right now.
Try and stand this way. Yeah.
Oh no, I think it's okay. That's a good view right there. What? Syrup needs to be at least 180 degrees when you bottle it. It has to be at least 180, so if it's a little cold, it can spoil. And it also will make it seal properly in the jugs. So for those of you just joining us, we're bottling maple syrup. Started the video off out in the woods, collecting a little bit of sap. Now we're been boiling all day, and now we're here making the final product. We need to cold storage the bottles. No, we don't. We keep them in a heated room. It's probably about 60 degrees in there.
Who set them on their side?
After we bottle them, set them on their side so they'll seal properly. If you have any more questions about bottling, make sure to comment. That pipe. There's 6 here.
This one?
Yep. Yeah.
Sometimes we make all pints in a batch. That takes quite a while. We end up making 80 or 90 pints in a batch. My dad and sister here are getting this first pan cleaned up that we finished the syrup in.
No. I'm not sure what time of the day it is. Yeah, a little bit.
No, we don't use any special cleaning agents.
Water.
Just water. Sometimes we have to use some acid to the barn. That if we get some sugar sand buildup in the pans, that just cleans it up right away. Just a second.
5 gallon.
Send it to Brian, wake his butt up, they said.
Who did that, Rob?
Rob. Not sure what time it is over there.
He's probably out sitting on the beach somewhere, Rob.
Yeah.
I think they're just the opposite of us.
Oh, didn't he just go somewhere else?
Yeah, maybe they're not. Well, we can. So they were
Maybe
playing
in Thailand before.
Yeah. I can't keep track.
How many is that? 11 gallon? Or 11 and a half bottles? Or 12, I guess.
That's 12.
That's
6 gallons.
6 gallon.
We need to do.
I'll just finish this case out. There's 3 bottles left. Are you officially bottler, or do your dad and sister something like that? My dad will sometimes bottle. I don't think my sister ever has bottled. My mom has once in a while. You should go check out Tiger Travel Unlimited on YouTube and other socials. They're some friends of ours out in Thailand and Cambodia a few months. I don't remember where else, but going on pretty cool trips and doing a lot of cool things. Got this half gallon, one more to fill. Then we'll switch over to pints.
Well, and he wanted to get through most of it. Is it time to put wood on it?
I think we thought we'll just run an extension cord for the draw here. Oh no, probably from this one, because we don't have anything go from that one, just up over. Because that'll be easier than running another outlet over there, and then if we need to take the board down, we'll do that. Got some new people in here, so a bottle of maple syrup. If you want to have any questions or anything, drop them in the comments. Through this case a half gallon, so we get I think it's 32 half gallons in a case. The thing with that cardboard is we could just burn it right in the evaporator, so we don't have much trash around here. So for those of you that ordered syrup, you'll be getting it right from this batch that we're bottling now, or last night's batch.
Let's see.
We're gonna get started on pints now. These take a lot longer to fill up. Looks like it cleared up some already. So how many half gallons did we fill? What?
7.5 gallons.
How many?
7.5 gallons.
Yeah, because I thought we had an even number last night, but I think we were off by one, so. So here's the sample of what we're bottling now. Already did clear up quite a bit, so. See that? It's getting clear.
Gonna get cold.
Well, it's gonna be 50.
Yeah, but we must be able to do something.
I will.
We're probably gonna run pretty good for
We'll see. I should get home a little earlier tomorrow, so I should be able to, if I need to go out and collect some, because there's 150 gallons out there that could get once it thaws out, yeah. Just never thawed out from that other night, really.
That one tank today, I just didn't know if it was gonna suck it out or not. Because it was all
Did the cost of bottles increase drastically? Not drastically, I think they increased a little bit. Some of the jugs, the place we got them from had a 10% deal on them. Wasn't a lot we got off, but still a good amount, so. just getting some heat back on this syrup. It's right at 180 degrees now, so I want to get it to warm up a little bit. I have a regulator on this propane tank and it's a little touchy, so it's hard to get it set right where we want it. Got some new people joining now. New here, comment where you're watching from. Got quite a lot of viewers from all over the place. Ran it over a little bit. Try and get the heat back a little bit. Ran it over. Grab that plate. Have a good night, Rob. I'm signing off.
Surely, we'd still be playing euchre.
Oh, I tipped this up. He says, yeah, I'm getting old.
Me too. At least we'd be beating his dad and Jerry, that's for sure.
Getting about out of syrup now. I had tipped the pan up so it would all flow down to the valve. Yeah, I turned it off because tip back up, hit the thermometer better now. Thanks for the comment, Dale. Glad you enjoyed it. How many?
15, that's 16.
So 2 gallon. This is a second gallon of pints we've had. So what's that? 9.5 gallons in total so far. Should get at least 10 gallons. Oh, ran it over again. Getting about empty because it doesn't bubble up as much right at the end. How much sap is that? Guess you could throw wood once more.
One more.
I
You
guess.
wait this one.
Yeah.
You said throw wood out one more time.
We gotta get the evaporator shut down here soon.
Today was a little bit of a stressful day. Today was a little bit of a stressful
We're gonna get finished up here soon, so
day.
if you have any comments to round out the night, we'll throw them in
That's
here.
the last time.
Lauren, we can get the buckets on the house trees collected. They were all running over. Same with this bucket out here. I
I see
switched it, but it was all froze up, so. A little there on the left. Looks like this is the last one.
That's the last one.
Yep. Didn't quite get it full. About half full. We'll leave that here and can top it off tomorrow. And we'll use it.
I guess we're done.
Timer's still being used, yeah, so we still throw wood on the fire a lot of times when we're bottling. We got enough syrup to have a batch to bottle, so now we're letting it die out. Got through enough of it. We're done bottling, so I'm gonna go in and get some sleep tonight now. Now we can get this pan here cleaned up and let the fire die out and be done for the night. So here's the sample, what we were just bottling. Getting pretty clear. Looks real good.
I guess there's something. That's
No, this is more. It's supposed to be sunny and 50 tomorrow, so we should get a pretty good run.
pretty hard.
I'll get that press cleaned up next time we boil. I'll do it next time we boil. We're gonna get wrapped up here shortly, so I won't throw any more comments in as a chance. See you later.
Yep.
Gonna end the live here, so thank you all for tuning in, enjoying the process, and purchasing syrup. If you did, I'll get that shipped out here in the next few days. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and stay tuned for future videos and more content.